As they struggle back towards Cadiz, a thick fog descends on the sea.
For Russians, their greatest ally is always snow. For Britain, it's always the fog.
Yeah.
Like Britons and fog, they are like that, you know?
That is true.
Dunkirk, the landing in the Normandy.
That is true. I never thought about it, but you're right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I'm Veronica.
And I'm Valdemar.
And as always, we're very happy to bring you the next episode of Epic History and the Napoleon saga.
But it's Napoleon without Napoleon this time,
Yes.
if I understood correctly. Nelson, I think he's an admiral of the British fleet.
Yeah, that's what we were told in the comments as well.
But why I know his name? I don't remember. But
Admiral Nelson says a lot to me. And I'm not like a history geek or very knowledgeable about history either.
I don't think I can name another admiral. Sorry, I can name Karl Donitz.
I can name the admirals from One Piece. Does that count?
Oh yeah, of course. Me too. But yeah, Karl Donitz, he was the leader of the Third Reich.
Okay.
After Hitler.
Yeah, well, you know everything connected to Hitler. So it's not fair to compare that period of history to any other, I guess.
To World War II, mostly, not just Hitler.
Yeah, we were wondering for a long time which episode we should watch next. But most of you said in the comments that this is the one that we should watch
it was complicated
next.
in the comments. You were like, oh, maybe you should watch this, and after you watch this, and after that. And we decided that we will just go with the playlist because it is there for a reason.
Yeah, and I think a lot of you are concerned that we will miss some of the episodes in the chronological order. I don't know how other reactors are doing it, but we are following the playlist that's made by Epic History Channel that is called Napoleon in chronological order. Yes. So I don't think we're gonna.
And also, I just checked that there are two videos of Nelson. I mean, at least two, and they did it. I think them in that particular order for a reason because there is this battle, Cape St. Vincent. Mm-hmm. And after that, there is Napoleon in Egypt. Mm-hmm. And then there is not the 3D battle.
Yeah, so it seems like it would be there for a reason.
It's not like you have only Nelson right now. So I think there is a reason for that. I checked this video very shortly just to see how it looks. And it's a different style, kind of.
Okay, well, it's in 3D, I guess.
It's in 3D, you know. You could guess that from the title, but it is in 3D.
Okay.
There are some maps, but the maps are also like in 3D. So,
okay.
But I wonder what is the reason for that? Why it's only this and not the full series like that?
Well, it says on the screen that we're seeing right now that it's a collaboration with
Rahilifeld.
So I guess it's with like a naval historiographer. Okay. So perhaps he has different kind of skills, and they did this together, or they had a different vision.
Do you think this is like a channel on YouTube? Or like an organization?
I have no idea, but it looks very professional, whatever it is.
To be honest, it looks like a company that sells fishes, in cans.
Or some kind of candy. A little bit.
Yeah, it could be candy, but mostly it would be like Frosta, or something like that.
Okay, maybe a little bit.
Like, fish crabs.
Maybe a little bit.
All right. So chronologically, we finished Italy. So Napoleon just created this constitution in one of the republics. The war of the First Coalition just ended.
Yes.
It's still the end of the 18th century. Napoleon is still a general, not a consul yet, not an emperor, of course. It's not like I spoiled myself with the spoilers. I just based it from... Well, I know something about Napoleon, right? A little bit. And also from the Oversimplified. I mentioned it a couple of times. And I think we should watch it, at some point.
But maybe
because you
later.
have not seen that, right?
No, I haven't. Maybe we can watch it a bit later.
I wonder at some point. Maybe you guys can tell us.
At which point we should watch it.
At the end completely? Or would not be boring? Kind of, if you will. Because we will be such Napoleon experts.
Yeah, but then he's heavy on the jokes. So it might be more entertaining even for us if we get what this is about, more so than usual when we watch the historical videos. It might be an interesting take. Let us know. That's a good question.
Yeah. And as for a moment, are you ready?
I don't
for
know.
Another epic
I am, but
video?
I'm very excited, especially since it's a different one.
Let's see. And why I don't know Nelson. You see,
1792, the French Revolution sparked a European conflict that would last a generation. A struggle for mastery of Europe.
Ooh, it is different animation.
A contest fought on land and sea. In this war of shifting alliances, the most enduring rivalry was between France and Britain. Britain could not challenge France on land, but at sea, it was a different matter.
We know that, right?
Yeah,
that
from
it's
history
this
lessons.
balance of
Royal
power.
Navy was as dominant on the waves as Napoleon was to prove on land. And in an age when Britain had many skilled naval commanders, one stood out above the rest.
Okay.
Horatio Nelson.
I did not know his name.
Bold, inspiring, and brilliant. For the British, he'd become a national hero.
Wow.
It's funny with the subtitles because imagine that the dot is in a different place. Bold, inspiring, and brilliant for the British. And you would clearly know on which side is the narrator. And all French people are like, yeah.
These are the stories of his greatest battles.
Okay, so it's chronologically, in a sense.
Yes.
Maybe it does not...
Not the same year, but it...
No, I mean, maybe it does not correlate straightly with Napoleon.
1797.
Sorry, I have not seen the
The
quote.
Revolutionary War is in its
I want to
fifth
check it
17.
I cannot, if I am in the field of glory, be kept out of sight.
1797. The Revolutionary War is in its fifth year, and the French Republic dominates on land. It has conquered the Low Countries and northern Italy, and now its armies advance
so you have a recap
on
a little bit.
Austria. At sea, the British Navy rules supreme, having won a series of victories over the French. But a new alliance between France and Spain poses a major threat to British naval power. Ship for ship, the British Navy is superior to any enemy. Its crews are experienced and well led, while the French have lost many naval officers during the Revolution, and the Spanish lack money and training. Britain also has the most ships, around 144 ships of the line, the largest vessels of the age, and the only ones that take part in major fleet actions. France has just 69.
Coincidence?
Less than
New
half.
alliance
I
with
don't think
Spain
so.
adds 84 Spanish ships to
You're
that number.
30!
If these allies can join forces at sea, they will outnumber the British and could force a naval victory that will change the course of the war.
Yep.
Britain.
So now we can see that the United States clearly became were coming from the Great Britain. Like they both shared the
Passion for ships.
don't mess with our ships.
Yeah, but just looking at that graph that they showed, it doesn't look that worrying to me if they said already that they are less well equipped, especially the Spanish, and they only have 9 more ships, not even 10% more than the other. Is that really that much
still,
of a difference?
if you have a advantage 2-1, it's better to have advantage 2-1 than to have it equal.
Okay.
So, and if they can stop the alliance, then I think it's a good idea to do it. But it's interesting, right? How the Great Britain was this great force of navy, of the
Naval power?
naval power, yeah. But then later, you don't hear about those battles. Like, I cannot recall one battle from the First World War that would be set on the sea.
No.
And also in the Second World War,
No,
the
Second
only
World War
one
was
that
in the
comes
air.
to mind is Midway, but it was Americans and Japan. And with the Great Britain, you just have not heard. The biggest operation that comes to my mind is the Dunkirk, but it wasn't a battle, it was the rescue mission.
Yeah, it's just connected with the sea, but it's not really about the power of those ships that much, right?
But a navy operation.
I wondered, have they stopped investing
Naval.
in it? Maybe they started...
No. I think the Great Britain naval power was still a force to be reckoned with. And the Germans did not want to mess with that.
Okay, so they just were not...
And
engaged in battle.
I think that the Great Britain was using those ships for the transports, of goods from United States, like ammunition, food, stuff like that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying that it was irrelevant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that I have not heard about any battles in the Second World War that would involve British Navy.
Mm-hmm.
The largest naval force is the Channel Fleet, 16 ships of the line guarding the homeland. Detachments watch France's Atlantic ports, where the French have several powerful squadrons, with the largest at Brest. Britain's Mediterranean fleet,
Large breasts.
10 ships of the line, had been operating
69.
from bases in
Someone
Corsica,
save me, please.
Elba and Naples. But now Spain's joined the war, the British are heavily outnumbered in the Med and decide to make a strategic withdrawal to Portugal. Here, the fleet is reinforced to 15 ships of the line, and its commander, Admiral Sir John Jarvis, is ordered to keep close watch on the Spanish. In February 1797, 5 Spanish merchant ships sailed from Malaga on Spain's south coast, bound for Cadiz. They carry a cargo of mercury, vital for refining the silver and gold which arrives in Cadiz from Spain's New World Empire. The convoy is considered so important that it receives a powerful escort. The entire Spanish battle fleet, 27 ships of the line, and several frigates.
Oh my god. What about the rest of the...
After
places that
escorting
we're
the
protecting?
merchant ships to Cadiz, the Spanish commander, Admiral Cordova, will continue to Brest to join forces with the French. If he is successful, the British will face a giant combined fleet, their greatest strategic fear.
Possibly a stupid question alert. Can I ask?
Yeah, of course.
I wonder, why is it ever a good idea to transport something that is valuable in such a big cordon? Especially in the times of war, why is it not a better idea to risk doing it undercover? Does it not always draw attention? Is the risk not bigger?
I think it's not that easy to hide on the sea as you may think it is.
Okay.
From what I know about it, and now I'm basing my knowledge from the book on the book Shogun by James Clavell, you use certain routes and paths.
Oh yeah, because you
sea.
know about the tides and about the whirlwinds and everything.
Yes, not really whirlwinds, but
shallow
just the
waters or
wind,
something.
just
Okay.
the wind,
Okay.
and what was the first
The
thing?
tides.
Yeah, so it's an important thing, and you cannot really use the ship anywhere you want.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to navigate, I imagine, and you cannot pretend you are a different ship?
I mean, as a pirate, maybe you can do that. But talking about piracy, there is always this threat of piracy. There is a large number of pirates at this time, I think.
Okay, and if you're a single ship, then they would be interested for sure.
Yeah, because like I said, it's not that easy to hide. And as a one single ship, you can be an easy target.
You should use pigeons then.
For mercury.
Very big pigeons.
With the help of a strong Levanter wind,
Oh, you see?
the Spanish pass swiftly through the Straits of Gibraltar. But the wind blows them too far out into the Atlantic. As they struggle back towards Cadiz, a thick fog descends on the sea. Meanwhile, British frigate HMS Minerva is returning from a diplomatic mission to Italy.
I promise I will not pause that often, but it's for Russians, their greatest ally is always snow. For Britain, it's always the fog.
Yeah.
Like Britons and fog, they are like that,
That is true.
Dunkirk, the landing in the Normandy.
That is true. I never thought about it, but you're right.
Aboard, an emerging star of the Royal Navy, Commodore Horatio Nelson.
So he is Commodore still.
He plans to rejoin Admiral Jarvis's fleet off Cape St. Vincent. HMS Minerva first survives a dramatic chase off Gibraltar. Then, on the dark, foggy night of the 11th of February, she suddenly finds herself in the midst of the main Spanish fleet. The The British are so close, they can hear Spanish voices in the fog. Minerve remains undetected
Can you imagine
and is
that?
able to slip away. 2 days later, Nelson reaches the British fleet. His report confirms others that Jarvis has received, that the enemy are near, though he still does not know their strength. Jarvis orders his fleet to prepare for battle and set sail to intercept.
Well, the admirals need to work on their quotes.
Yeah, exactly what I thought.
Admiral Sir John Jarvis,
It's not Napoleon level yet.
commander of the Mediterranean fleet, was from a prosperous middle-class background, but ran away to join the Navy aged 13. Now aged 62, he has 40 years' experience at sea, much of it fighting the French and Spanish. He's faced battle many times, but this will be the first time he's led a major fleet into action.
Shouldn't he have 49 years of experience?
He's
I was also
fortunate to
counting, I
have
suppose maybe
several
he was
outstanding
doing something
captains
else.
under him,
Took him a bit.
including Collingwood, Troubridge, Saumarez, and Nelson, all of whom will have their own illustrious careers.
Nelson has such a swagger
is
look, like-
HMS Victory, an aging but powerful
Well, for a reason.
100-gun ship of the line. The commander of the Spanish fleet is Admiral José de Córdoba y Ramos, a Spanish aristocrat, 65 years old. He'd also gone to sea at 13, and also has a record of long service, including several scientific voyages to the New World. He's only just been appointed commander of the Spanish fleet on the basis of seniority rather than merit, and has no fewer than 6 other admirals serving under him.
That's a bit sad to have that said about you after so
Cordova's
many
flagship
centuries.
is the mighty Santissima Trinidad. Carrying 130 guns, she's the most heavily armed warship in the world.
Ooh.
Santissima Trinidad leads a powerful fleet of 27 Spanish ships of the line,
So I think
although 3 of these
74
will
was
miss
a
the
standard.
battle.
It looks like that 74
7
guns,
are
yeah.
classed as first-rate ships of the line, meaning they carry 100 guns or more. Jarvis has just 15 ships of the line, and only 2 of them are first-rates. On paper, the Spanish advantage in firepower is massive, but the
Ooh,
number of
it
guns
is.
isn't everything. The speed and efficiency with which they're handled can be decisive. Moreover, Cordova's crews are not at full strength, and many of his sailors are inexperienced. Both fleets are accompanied by several frigates and other small ships, which did not usually fight in fleet actions, but were used for scouting and messages.
What does the ship shoot with? Is it cannonballs?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if you know, maybe you guys know, but say I have 100 guns. How many cannonballs approximately do I have on the ship? Because they are large, right? It's not like I can store an infinite amount. These ships are not that big at that time.
I heard this anecdote. There is this saying that something is freezing as the monkey's balls.
Okay,
Do you know it?
I don't know. Is it in English or in Polish?
In English.
In English. Freezing as the monkey's balls.
Something like that.
Okay.
That it would freeze. Or anyway, it's related to the ships. And the monkey's ass or something like that. Maybe it wasn't ass. Doesn't matter.
But it is a monkey.
It's about
Okay.
monkey, yes. And it's the place where the cannons, when the cannonballs are placed. And they are placed in this kind of like a pyramid shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. That there is this saying in English. I thought that
Okay.
maybe
But why is it called?
you will know it. I don't remember. But
I love you, but this was very valuable.
it's interesting fact, and someone might
Someone can help us.
be interested to check it out. Be like,
Okay.
oh, this was maybe he's something.
Okay.
Maybe it's but you have some cannonballs. You have a lot of cannonballs on the ship. You have plenty of space to store it. and gunpowder, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And you have different kinds of cannonballs. Like, for example, you have those cannonballs with chain.
Mm-hmm.
And you have like 2 cannonballs connected with a chain. So when you shoot it, they spin.
I remember it from for the cartoons.
And they can break like masts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've seen it in cartoons only. I don't think I've seen it in the movie. But I do wonder...
I think it's not us, it's brass.
Brass.
Yes.
Okay. Brass is like the material that the cannonballs maybe are made of.
No.
Or like the...
Okay, let's just continue. I will check it out later. I will put it in description.
Okay, so guys, let me know how many cannonballs, because I do wonder. Is it like 100 per gun? So then there's 10,000? That seems like a lot.
I don't
or is
think
it less?
100.
Are they...
10 for a gun? It's not 10,000. You have 100 guns.
Yeah.
So 10 cannonballs is 1,000.
100, I wanted to say.
100.
100,
sorry.
yeah. So then it would be 10,000.
Yeah.
Oh, Valentine's Day. And still no quotes. Guys, this was such a good opportunity
At
for a
dawn,
quote.
The British are sailing south in 2 columns. They hear Spanish signal guns in the fog and know the enemy is close. But while the British fleet sails with purpose, expecting to engage the enemy, the Spanish have become dispersed in their efforts to reach Cadiz. They are now in 2 groups. A smaller group of 5 ships to the east, led by Admiral Moreno, and the main group to the west, commanded by Admiral Cordova, both heading east-southeast. On their current courses, the British ships are set to pass between them. As the fog lifts, the Spanish fleet comes into view, and Jarvis learns for the first time that he is massively outnumbered. Lookouts at the mast tops pass a steady stream of updates down to the deck. 8 Spanish ships sighted. 20 ships sighted. 27 ships sighted. Finally, Jarvis snaps. Enough, sir. The die is cast, and if there are 50 sail, I will go through them.
Okay, it's better. Not Napoleon, but better.
But the bravery is there.
Spotted the British. The larger formation turns north, looking to pass the British going in the opposite direction. The smaller Spanish force turns northwest, attempting to close up with the rest of the fleet.
I really
British
like the
may be
animation and like how
outnumbered,
the ships are
but
small
if
and you can
Jarvis
see the
get
distances as
between
well.
the 2 Spanish groups and
It's
fight
helpful.
half the enemy at a time, his odds will significantly improve. As the range closes, Jarvis orders his ships to form a single line of battle.
I have no
to
idea
cut
about the
between
naval
the
fight.
2 Spanish formations.
No, me neither. How
How
it
does
works,
it
right?
look?
No,
Yeah.
me neither.
The maneuver is carried out rapidly and efficiently, with HMS Culloden taking the lead.
What does HMS stand for?
Admiral
I thought about it. I think it's something about Her Majesty.
I thought Her Majesty as well, but
Her
it
Majesty's ship?
didn't. Yeah, because I thought the same. I thought Her Majesty, but the first one was named Minerva, so that kind of fitted more for me. I guess it's just the name of the ship, and the Her Majesty is about the Queen. But
Or His Majesty. His Majesty's ship?
Her Majesty's ship, maybe.
I don't think so, but it's a good guess.
It is a good guess.
Cordova, however, is struggling to form his ships into a line of battle, following their turn. They continue to sail in a ragged group, with ships blocking each other's line of fire.
Yeah.
The battle is joined at 11:30 a.m. as the British vanguard opens fire. At 12:08, Jarvis orders his ships to turn 180 degrees in succession to maintain contact with the main enemy force. But now, the smaller Spanish force is coming up, threatening to break the British line near the point of its turn. If they can pull off this maneuver, they'll split the British fleet, making it vulnerable.
Okay.
Experienced British captains keep in tight formation, denying the Spanish any gap to exploit. But it is a determined attack. HMS Colossus takes heavy sail damage and veers out of control.
I like
Her
Colossus.
neighbours,
That's the one I want to
Orion
sail.
and Irresistible, provide covering fire. The Spanish finally receive such a terrible series of broadsides that they abandon their attempt to get through the British line and turn away. For the British,
It seems
every
they're very
moment
experienced,
now
right?
counts.
They know what they're doing.
Admiral Cordova's force is getting away. He plans to slip around the British and rejoin with the rest of his fleet. If the British are to prevent him, someone will have to do something drastic.
Is it going to be Nelson?
It will be surprising if not.
Oh yeah.
Drink water?
Commodore Nelson
I think he was bound
commands
to be a
HMS Captain,
sailorman.
a 74-gun ship, towards the rear of the British line. In this age, it was considered crucial to maintain the line of battle for the safe and effective maneuvering of the fleet.
Uh-huh.
But Nelson sees that in their current formation, the Spanish will soon slip out of reach. Just after 1 p.m., he decides he must do something about it. On his own initiative, disregarding Admiral Jarvis's
Ooh, so he's
clear
a rebel.
instructions, Nelson gives the order to wear ship and heads alone straight towards the main Spanish formation.
Okay.
HMS Captain
That seems crazy.
is about to take on half a dozen Spanish ships single-handed, including Cordova's gigantic flagship,
I wonder how the
Santissima
fleet
Trinidad.
reacted to that.
In these
I mean,
I wonder
they're
how-
on their orders, but
Nelson
I wonder how his
45
crew
minutes
reacted.
to close with the enemy.
TS order.
All the while, his ship is under heavy fire from the Spanish. It's neither fast nor accurate, but steadily, much of her rigging and yards are shot away. It looks like Nelson's gambit might fail. But help is on the way. When Jarvis, aboard Victory, sees Nelson break formation, he signals to other ships to turn in support. HMS Excellent, commanded by Captain Collingwood, is quickest to respond. HMS Culloden is also now close enough to engage the rear Spanish ships.
I wonder how they communicated. They didn't mention that. But it would be good to know. They have some signals. He mentioned that before. But I wonder what they look like. And how they know exactly what to do in those situations. How can you communicate that to other ship that is so far away?
that's a really good question.
And with the, it's not about the sound, because with such a large number of guns,
Oh yeah, no,
you would
no,
not hear
sounds possible.
anything.
And also, I don't think you can put someone up there. What's that place called?
Maybe with the, I think I know. Maybe with the
Colors of the flag.
Morse. No,
Morse
maybe with
code.
the Morse code.
Oh.
You can cover the light and and show it.
But it's in a fog, and then there's gunpowder
I
and
don't think
fire
there is a
everywhere.
folder.
But with gunpowder and fire everywhere? But Morse code is for the Navy. I don't know how they use it, but it was made for the Navy, right?
I think so. It's called Morse, so, or they don't call it that in English.
They do.
The
They
animal.
do.
The animal is called Morse.
Ah, no. It's a walrus.
Yeah. In Poland, it's Morse. So it's so that it's about the water.
Several of these have now suffered heavy damage. Salvador del Mundo is effectively disabled. San Isidro has been battered. As HMS Excellent moves up the line to support Nelson, she fires broadsides into them at close range. Both Spanish ships haul down their colors, the signal of surrender. HMS Excellent's bold advance causes San Nicolas to take evasive action, and she collides with San Jose.
Ooh. That's
Nelson
unlucky.
spots his chance. His own ship is crippled, but has just enough way on her to ram San Nicolas and attempt to take her by boarding.
That's bold.
Nelson leads the boarding party himself, climbing aboard San Nicolas through a smashed window in the captain's cabin. After a short, sharp fight and close-range discharge of pistols, the crew of San Nicolas surrender. They've suffered more than 200 casualties, about a third of their strength.
Just one ship?
Nelson's not finished.
600 people on the ship?
His men
That's
come
possible,
under
right?
musket
I don't
fire
think
from
so.
San Jose,
Maybe.
which is alongside San Nicolas. Gathering more men, Nelson launches a second boarding action. From the deck of San Nicolas onto the San Jose.
So he's just ship hopping.
Like Jack
The
Sparrow.
Spanish crew, bewildered by the sudden onslaught, also surrender.
Yeah, that's not how it's done, so they surprise them, right?
This extraordinary
It's more like
feat
pirates than
of
anything else.
using one
Yeah.
captured ship as a springboard to take another is soon dubbed Nelson's patent bridge for boarding first rates. He is presented with so many swords by surrendering Spanish officers that he has to pass them to his coxswain to hold. Cordova's flagship, the giant Santissima Trinidad, is now being hammered by 3 British ships. Her crew has suffered more than 300 casualties. Around 4 p.m, there are rumours she struck her colours. But it's difficult to tell amid the smoke, din and confusion.
So how would the Morse code work?
Before she can be secured, 2 undamaged Spanish ships arrive and help tow her to safety. The British ships are too battered to pursue the enemy, who have begun to regroup and may yet pose a threat. Jarvis signals to his fleet to form up and secure the 4 Spanish ships they've already captured. As Cordova and his remaining fleet sail for Cadiz, the British begin to cheer.
So they decided not to attack.
Seems wise.
Also, I think I would prefer to fight on the sea if I would have to fight somewhere, as a soldier. It seems much more civilized, with all those rules that you have to conduct the fight with.
Yes, it seems strangely safe. I know it's not because your ship may explode,
not
right?
safe,
but it's being bombarded, but
it's more clean, I think. Like, you will not get your stomach, stabbed by the bayonet, stuff like that, and on the ground when you have to fight face to face with the angry people around you, it's...
Yeah, and you're exposed all the time.
Sounds nasty.
It does. I do wonder what happens once you are captured by especially, it depends on the country and the times as well, but...
There is, if I think correctly, I think there is also high standard of conduct. You have a prisoners exchange.
Okay.
And you have to save people that are already in the water. You cannot let them drown.
But when was that treaty signed? What do you think?
I don't know,
think there
but
was much international law in place at that time.
Maybe not, but I think when it comes to the warfare on the sea,
it was more custom than law.
It was a custom for a very long time.
Okay, maybe.
I don't think it was developed with all those other treaties, like a Versailles Treaty. Not Versailles, sorry, the Geneva Convention. I'm really
curious why it is. Where does this come from? This idea? Because
I think maybe from a mutual respect. This life, that the life at sea is very hard. So, you have the respect for the other people who are doing the same work, the same job as you, but under different flag. Maybe
it's also very much so that you're trying to destroy each other's killing machines rather than the people who are on
exactly.
them. But I'm just thinking, because we have standards about how we treat civilians as well, and those are very often disregarded. I suppose this one's also disregarded, but it seems different.
It's a different time. You need to remember that. It's not the 20th century. It's not the total war, like a Second World War. It's
maybe
still, different kind of conflict. And
it's still, I'm pushing too much, but it's still difficult to reconcile this in my head, because I know it's a different time, but still, all the villages that Napoleon took over. And he says we'll plunder and we'll do everything. And there's permission for soldiers to go plunder and, do stuff to women and everything. And at the same time, we're going to dig this guy out of the water because he's drowning. I'm not saying that's good. Of course it's good. But
I'm not sure how common was the harsh treatment of civilians by the soldiers at this time. You were plundering, of course, like you were stealing food, and things that you can sell for money later. But I don't think it was such a common thing to brutalize peasants, and normal citizens.
Okay.
I think it happened, but it's not a good thing for morale as well. And as a commanding officer, you discourage such a conduct because you don't want your soldiers to turn into this, this horde of savages that are unsubordinate. They cannot follow orders.
Maybe my idea of that is just a little bit skewed.
So, and I think on the sea is even more relevant, to be disciplined. Oh, that's nice.
Against the odds, the Battle of Cape St. Vincent ended in a significant British victory. 4 Spanish ships of the line were captured, including 2 first-rates. Around 800 Spanish sailors were killed or wounded, and 3,000 taken prisoner.
Oh, so there's a lot of people on the ship.
British losses were just 73 dead and 227 wounded.
Yeah, that's a large
Nelson's
disparity.
brilliant success meant his disregard for orders was overlooked. Instead, he was knighted, becoming a knight companion of the Order of the Bath.
Of the Bath?
The region.
Admiral Sir John Jarvis was made the Earl of St. Vincent and received a generous pension and other honours. In 1801, he was appointed First Lord of the Admiralty, the political head of the Royal Navy.
Like Churchill. Churchill was also
to the age of 88,
First
and
Lord
is
of the
remembered as
Admiralty.
one of Britain's greatest admirals.
Oh, nice.
Admiral Cordova, in contrast, was disgraced. Historians and his officers agree that he behaved with courage during the battle, but his ineffective maneuvers were blamed for defeat. He was dismissed from the Navy and forbidden to appear at the Spanish court.
That's brutal.
He died in 1815.
Well, at least he lived.
Yeah, true.
The Battle of Cape St. Vincent was no battle of annihilation,
Yeah.
but it had major strategic consequences. After their defeat, the demoralized Spanish fleet returned to Cadiz, where it was blockaded by the British, meaning the threat of the Spanish and French navies joining forces had been neutralized. And so the next year, 1798, a British squadron commanded by Rear Admiral Nelson
Oh, now he's
returned
the
to
real
the
admiral.
Mediterranean. He was soon in pursuit of a French fleet, carrying General Bonaparte's army to Egypt.
Okay, so it makes sense now
It makes
chronologically.
sense.
In
And
the
that's
age
why
of
we know
Nelson,
what happens,
a
right?
young Englishman wondering how to make a positive difference in the world had an easy answer. Join the Royal Navy, smash the French. But those were simpler times.
Yeah.
Today, many people want to know how they can make a positive
sponsor?
difference in the world
I think
and
so.
find a fulfilling career
Smooth.
without having to face cannonballs
Smooth.
and grape shot. Our sponsor, 80,000 Hours, is here to help. 80,000 is the number of hours in an average career. 40 hours a week times 50 weeks.
No,
a year.
my
I
God.
don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that.
That's a lot of time.
That's not a lot of time.
Probably your greatest opportunity to make an impact on the world. And so why finding a career that is both fulfilling and makes a positive
You can be
Why
a
am I being-
YouTuber. You can be a
Guys,
YouTuber.
it's a Friday
That's what
afternoon.
80,000
Why am I
Hours
being
wants to
attacked?
help you do. They offer free research and support to help identify a career taking on one of the world's most pressing problems, such as the risks of AI, catastrophic pandemics, nuclear weapons, war.
Sorry, guys, I normally would enjoy letting the
creator do
the
but this is a
advertisement.
video from so long ago. I'm sure that they no longer have the deal, and I really don't have the strength to listen to how my job has nothing to do with saving anyone or doing anything good.
I mean, come on, we have a great audience. We can do that.
True.
I mean, it's not our career.
Yeah, but that's true.
We have to do other things, unfortunately.
But if you'd like to subscribe, comment, like, share this with your friends, then maybe one day we won't have to do other things anymore. I'm smooth too.
Yeah, great.
No?
Great.
You can also check out our Patreon. It's in the description box.
So we don't have to spend 80,000 hours at...
Or we can spend
doing
80,000 hours watching the historical videos.
Just the historical videos?
Yes.
Who will watch 8,000 hours of us? Like, there are no such brave people in the world anymore. Also, I want to say about the perspective, how it's funny. Like, we are watching this series already 5 episodes. Before this is the 6th one. No, 7, sorry. Because there was 5 parts in Italy and the Toulon before that.
Yes.
And you were cheering for the French, of course, because you're watching from the perspective of Napoleon. And now the perspective is different. It's now from the British perspective. And I was like, yeah, good.
Right? Me too. 100%. I completely forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot we were...
At the end, I was like, oh, no, sorry, that's the enemy.
Can you make sure that this is actually the end of the video? Because I see there's still 3 minutes left.
I think it's just a very old... Yeah, okay. It's a very old, very long...
sponsorship bit.
Sponsorship, yeah. All right, guys.
Really good. I'm really happy that we watched it. It was a really good experience to see the animations. And, you know, this was before the age of AI as it is right now. I mean, the AI was already there, but it wasn't that bad, not that much. So I think most of this must have been done by hand. Incredible work. I really liked, especially, like, of course, the 3D animations when you could see the ships up close. They were super nice. But also... the ones further back, I mentioned when the ships were very small, I found it very, very easy to imagine the distances and how they're doing the maneuvers and like the vastness of the sea. I liked even the simple things when they added the effects of the fog and all that.
I like those shots too. I wanted to say that the 3D animation was not as big as I expected it to be. Mm-hmm. It was just like a addition to the whole video. I was not that impressed. I mean... It was very nice, but those shots that they did with showing the ship from different angles was okay one time. Second time it was okay, and it's not like I hated.
No, but it was nice. A similar render a couple of times.
Not what I was expecting. I thought that the 3D animation would be something massive, and I really like those shots that you mentioned when you could see the distance between the ships. It really helped with the perspective, and it's something that I missed in the Napoleon videos. Yep. I mentioned that many times. So it did a really good job with that. And yeah, I liked it in a way it was. What I mean is, it was not something that I expected. I thought it's going to be bigger. Mm-hmm.
Especially since it's colder in 3D animation, you could have expected something a bit different. But I still liked it. I don't know that I was also very invested in it. I don't know that I was so emotional as I am about the Napoleon videos. I don't know why, but I really liked it. And
I think lots more things are happening in the Napoleon videos, and it's also on different scale, it takes longer time.
Yeah, and this was just one
video is about a couple of weeks or a couple of days, and this is all happening in one day.
Mm-hmm. True.
So it's a different scale, and also on the sea, it's something so out of touch for us that it's not something you can imagine so vividly as you can imagine, a battle happening in a city or in the hills, in the fields.
True.
We shall fight in the hills. We shall fight in the landing grounds. I know it by heart, but I mean, I think now I've messed it up. But normally, if I would start from the beginning,
I know you do. You like Churchill a lot too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this movie, and I know
and I like Gary Oldman in that movie.
Yeah, it's very good.
We do like him a lot.
And also, Churchill was not such a good speaker as Gary Oldman in this movie.
That is true.
Like, he wrote great speeches, but
Gary Oldman delivered them better.
The delivery was not as good as Gary Oldman.
That's true.
He should work on it
a
little bit. Yeah, the video was great. Thank you, guys. And it was good knowing who Nelson was and if he will be mentioned in Napoleon videos. And I think he will. It's gonna be interesting to see those two guys, colliding with each other, because you can see from this short episode, from this short, story, that this Nelson guy was quite a character.
Yeah, that he was also quite open-minded and revolutionary in a way.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Similar
every
to
thinker
Napoleon.
like Napoleon, also a young guy, so I think it may be in Clash
I
of
don't
Titans.
know. I don't know how old he was.
But they said he's young in one.
Yeah, but all the
part.
other guys were 60 something.
That's
So
true.
he may be all young, like 45.
True. Yeah, fair enough.
And on the portraits he had white hair, but I think it was the wig.
The wig. So, yeah.
They were using for some reason in those times.
Fashion. Okay, thank you very much for watching us. Check out our movie channel. There is 2 historical movies there right now. Well, not really. There's 1917 that you can watch, and there's also 300, which is not really a historical movie, but it is a little bit.
But and
so
Veronica
maybe,
thought it's a historical.
But I thought it was a historical movie, so you can watch it with me as that. The link to the channel is in the description box if you want to check it out. And thank you. I hope we can have some more discussion in the comments like we always do, and we'll see you in Egypt then next time.
Yeah, see you in Egypt.
See you in Egypt.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Have a great day.